So hello and welcome to the second tutorial about rendering sand explosions in Redshift. And as you can see here, I have already applied some shader to this smoke object here. And you have to keep several things in mind before you start shading your smoke. So the first thing is that you have to create your lights. In my case, I created a Redshift light, a sunlight and a normal general light. And what's important here is that you go to the light shader tab, and here under volume the contribution scale should be set to 1, so that the light that is emitted here from this sun also can contribute to the volume. And the same here for the general light. The contribution scale is here a bit lower, so to get some variation inside the shading. So then you have to pick your smoke object or explosion or whatever volume you want to shade, and you click here on the Redshift panel, click on Object Parameters, and this Redshift button appears. And it's also very important to assign a Redshift volume material in the shop network. Create a shop network and a Redshift volume material. And there in the channel parameters of scattering, absorption, emission, you enter the different channels that are simulated inside your explosion. For this case it's density. The absorption is how strong the light and the energy gets absorbed. And the emission, I used heat. You also can use temperature, but heat is actually one of the better channels to map your volume. And the best would be to play with the values a bit. I will go out to the Redshift IPR, and as you can see here, it's rendering a bit bluish. You can adjust the color in the scatter ramp here. The scatter coefficient here changes the brightness of the explosion. The absorption will have an effect on how dense the material will get. And you can also use the scatter remap ramp here to add some color variations. Take a bit more of a sand smoke-like color. So I will turn off the IPR now, because the result is quite different when using IPR and the general rendering of Redshift. And you should also keep in mind when choosing the Redshift renderer, that you take the custom Redshift render engine here. It gives you a bit more control and quite different look of your smoke. I had some issues when using the normal rendering Redshift node, and when I took the custom one, it really changed a lot. And let's see what it's doing now. Okay, it's a bit grainy, but we can adjust that with the volume, with some more samples inside the nodes. So with the unified sampling here, you can crank up the samples and the image gets more crisp and less noisy. We also have the possibility to use the denoise option. So this is in the output section, denoise. I will take optics, and there you can pretty much also enhance your image rendering quite more. And as you can see, it looks quite nice. And I will render out a sequence where we see everything combined together. So here's the rendering with the grain inside the smoke volume. And you pretty much can adjust the color and the density of the smoke to your own needs. And I still need to admit that Redshift is pretty amazing, a pretty amazing addition to Mantra in Houdini. You should definitely get it. And Redshift has a special selling at the moment where Redshift is only $400, not $500. So you definitely should go and get it. And I will show you some rendered sequence with Redshift. So this sequence was done in only 4 hours rendering in full HD resolution, and depending on your card and your system, you can build up very powerful GPU rigs for your rendering, and I will post those animations later. And if you should be interested in the asset for any dune or desert or dust or impact explosion purposes, just contact me. And thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little course, and give us a like, subscribe if you wish, and stay in touch. See you soon and have a great day. Thank you very much.